Qadi Abu Bakr ibn al-Arabi, who's one of the greatest Andalusian scholars, he visited him in Baghdad, and he's one of the last students that he took in fact, I think he is considered the last student. But he set out to visit him, and he said, he was in seclusion at the time, and he came in, and he said, when I walked into the room, he said, it was as if I had been in darkness my entire life, and I saw the sun rise before my eyes, looking on Imam Ghazali. And he said everything was clear to him. And he wrote a great book, Siraj al-Muridin. He's a great scholar of the inward and outward sciences. But this is the impact that the man has, and at the end of his life he goes back to Tus, and he's convinced to go back to the Nizamiya. He teaches for a few years, and then he retires to his a little zawiya he has, and he has just his murids, and that's all he does. And at the age of 54, on December 18th, and this is the 900th anniversary, it was 1111. It's 504 in our Hijrah period. He basically gets his coffin out, and he takes a ghusl, he puts his coffin by his bed, and then he writes a poem to his brother Ahmed, puts it under the pillow, and he dies. And the poem said that if you see this body, don't weep, because this is not me. This is a cage that the bird of my soul has occupied for a short time, and now it's free. And he is basically Hujjat-ul-Islam, because his life is the proof of the transformative power of this spiritual teaching. And all of that knowledge, that outward knowledge, which has been a hallmark of the Islamic civilization, to Imam Ghazali, meant nothing in the end, in the light of ma'rifah of Allah, of knowing his Lord in his heart. And what he is saying in the Ihya again and again and again is he is saying, your death it's right there. What are you waiting for? Don't waste your life. Don't waste your time. Set out on this journey. Even if you don't arrive, the setting out is arrival. If you're knocking at the door, the knocking is the opening of the door. That's what he's telling us. And the truths that he speaks are as relevant today as they were the day he spoke them and wrote them. And he speaks across centuries. His autobiography is read by Christians, and it affects them as powerfully as it does Muslims. He influences St. Thomas Aquinas. He has an impact on Western civilization that they still have not recognized. And he will continue, as long as Islam is taught, he will continue to be Hujjat-ul-Islam. That's what he is. And so we're here, inshallah, for these days, these short days, just to honor him in this 900th anniversary by the solar calendar of his death, and the teachings that he left behind that that really need to be taught and practiced. And, you know, for me, it's very difficult to read him. A lot of times I always feel in some ways horrible after reading him, because he's just, he doesn't let up. And he doesn't let up in the same way that coaches are often hardest on the people they love the most. And he loves humanity. He is writing out of love. This incredible, immense love and a desire really to see people flourish as human beings, and also to recognize that this life that we have, it's an incredible opportunity to draw near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So